this video, I'm going to show you how to drop 30 pounds in the next 12 weeks without it being so difficult, without you having to spend hours in the gym, without you starving yourself, and believe it or not, without you having to give up your favorite foods. Now listen, I've been coaching people now for about 15 years and helped over 750 some people drop weight. And the sweet spot that I've noticed over a 12-week time frame, 3 months, is 25 to 35 pounds. And so that's how we got to the 30-pound number. All right. And so with that said, we're gonna go ahead and dive in. I'm gonna cut all the fluff out. We're gonna get right into the nitty-gritty of things. Okay. And so there's 4 steps that you take, and if you take these 4 steps, you will drop the weight. Okay, like this is guaranteed. Okay, so first thing is this: it's nutrition. I see a lot of folks, they try to outwork poor nutrition habits, meaning they go to the gym, they do all this cardio, do all these sit-ups, trying to get their stomach down. Guys, don't work that way. I've been there too. I used to be going crazy in the gym, doing bicep curls, bench press, cardio all the time. I'm like, dang, looking in the bathroom mirror with my shirt off, and I'm not getting more definition, more tone like I wanted to, right? And the reason that happened was because I'd be training, but I'd have the junk food diet on the other hand. And so, you know, it just doesn't work that, man. You can't outwork poor nutrition habits. Like dropping body fat and leaning out is 80-90% nutrition, okay? And so there's a couple of phases of nutrition that you have to understand, though. I'm gonna break down all 3 of them, but you have to nail these things down, okay? First thing is this: before we even get to like calorie deficit, because I know y'all hear about trainers saying calorie deficit all the time, you got to eat quality food, right? Eating mindfully is very important, because even if you're in a deficit, eating the right amount of calories to drop body fat, if you're eating junk food, man, you're going to feel terrible. And so it's very important that 80 to 90% of the time you're eating healthy and clean. I'm talking about cooking at home, eating vegetables, eating fruit, drinking water. These are simple things that we all know, we all grown, you know what I'm saying? But I see a lot of folks, they drinking sweet teas and lemonades and sodas, thinking that this is hydrating them. You hydrating yourself with sugar, and sugar is acidic. It causes inflammation in the gut, and this is how a lot of folks end up with issues like type 2 diabetes and erectile dysfunction and brain fog and sleep apnea and things like that, because of the quality of the food that they're eating, okay? And so we need to be eating mindfully at least 80 to 90% of the time, all right? Then the other 10, 20%, you can eat your favorite foods, all right? We call it the 80-20 rule, all right? If you want to go more aggressively, you want results a little bit faster, do 90-10. 90% of the time, eat healthy and clean. The other 10%, eat your favorite foods, okay? Now, after we get that down pat, like we're eating mindfully. Let's assume you're eating healthy now. You're like, all right, coach, I'm eating healthy. I'm feeling good. That's why I post like eat this and don't eat these types of things on like Instagram and Facebook and on my YouTube shorts, because I want y'all feeling good. And the easiest way to get you feeling better is you eating better. If you don't feel well, you're not eating well. All right. Second phase of nutrition. Mindfulness is the first phase. Second phase, energy management. We hear about this word called calories, right? It's just a metric of energy. Like how much energy are you putting into your body? Like how are you drinking and eating on a daily basis, okay? Because a lot of folks not just eating their calories, you're drinking them. The lemonades, the sweet teas, the sodas, you're drinking calories. You see what I'm saying? That's how folks be gaining weight really, really fast. So it's very important that you understand how much you're eating. Here's how you do it though. You can go over to Google, type in TDEE calculator. It stands for Total Daily Energy Expenditure, okay? It's gonna ask you to put in a couple of different numbers. You put those in, it's gonna spit out a certain amount of calories that you need to eat on a daily basis. And so that way you have like a starting point. But we're gonna reduce that amount by, let's say 3, 4, maybe even 500 calories. And so let's say it says 2,000 calories on a daily basis, right? And you drop it down to, let's just keep it simple, 1,500. That's the amount of calories that you eat on a daily basis. That's where you're gonna be in a calorie deficit at, okay? It's gonna help you drop body fat quickly. If you wanna go a little bit more conservative, then you just knock off like 300 calories from that 2,000, so you're gonna be at 1,700. And you eat that every single day. And so that way, you know you're in a deficit. if you don't do this part right here, you could be eating all the healthy food in the world. I see a lot of vegans and vegetarians, and you be like, dang, how in the world they not dropping weight? All they do is eat healthy food. They're not dropping weight because they're overeating on healthy food. A lot of people don't even know that. You can overeat on healthy food and not lose weight. So it's very important that you track and you're aware of how much you're eating. All right. I'm about to get more about tracking in just a second, but we got to understand that part. If you're over consuming on calories, you ain't gonna lose no weight. All right. You can have the healthiest, cleanest diet ever. That weight ain't coming off. That stomach that you got on your stomach, on your waistline, it ain't coming off. Ain't no amount of sit-ups in the world you can do that's gonna help that fat go away unless you get your nutrition on point. All right. That's how important it is. So that's the second phase. Third phase is protein intake. You can have two people that could be on a 1,500 calorie diet. The person who's consuming more protein on a daily basis, they're going to burn more body fat. Both could lose weight, but the one who's eating more protein is going to burn more body fat while maintaining muscle. Because eating protein, it is going to help you build more muscle, which we're going to talk about the workout side of things in a second. But it will help you build more muscle. It's going to help you stay full for longer. It's going to help you burn more body fat. Like, there's a lot of benefits to eating protein. All right, helps with our metabolism, the whole nine. So that's very, very important. Two different ways you can find your protein intake for a daily basis. One, you can multiply your current body weight times 1, and you eat that amount of protein per day in grams. Okay. The other way you could do it is multiply your current body weight times 0.8, which is going to be a lesser amount of protein that you eat on a daily basis in grams. If you know you just don't care to eat as much protein, just multiply your current body weight times 0.8. If you want to eat a little bit more, like somebody like myself, multiply it by 1. All right, and that's what you eat on a daily basis for your protein. Okay, and so those are the phases in terms of your nutrition. And now, of course, you have to track this stuff. If your ass ain't tracking, you're slacking. Like, I see folks, they'll eat healthy for a little bit. They may track it once or twice. They'll see a little bit of weight loss, and then the weight go back up. They be like, damn, why the weight ain't staying down? What happening? Well, your ass ain't tracking. You don't even know how much you're eating. And they diet be all over the place. Some days they eat 3 meals. Some days they eat 1. Some days they just snack all day. Guys, you got to have structure. If you don't have structure, that's what causes inconsistency. Inconsistency stems from a lack of structure, guys. All right, so very, very important. So that's the whole nutrition side of things. Once you get this part right, you will lean out. You will start losing weight just doing this part alone. But now, the second thing, because there's 4 parts to it, the second thing is the lifting. You see, I got to make dates with the weights hoodie on. I want to promote y'all hitting them weights. Because if all you do is eat right, you're going to lose weight, but you're going to look weak, skinny fat, slim, and you're not going to fit your clothes the way you want them to. You're not going to look good when you take them clothes off. You know what I'm saying? I know these things are important to a lot of us. Not everybody, but to a lot of us it's important. You want to look like that guy. For my ladies, you want your body to look toned, right? And so you got to hit the weights, and you have to train. I know most folks, when they think about working out, all they think about is cardio. But it has its place, but it doesn't build muscle. Nobody's going to build muscle from just walking on a treadmill or running on a treadmill or doing a Stairmaster. You don't build muscle from cardiovascular activity. You build muscle from resistance training, okay? So let's just kind of like break this down real quick. Cardio is really overrated for weight loss. Like, it can help, very, very minimally it can help, but it's mainly for health benefits, for like overall health and wellness. And at the time you make this video, I'm 34 years old, and you know, I want to look good, but I also want to feel good. So this is why I be doing cardio these days. This is why I also eat right, because I want to feel good, not just look good. There's a lot of folks who not even overweight, but they have type 2 diabetes. They have health issues because they're not eating quality food. They're not moving. They have a sedentary lifestyle. And so this is why doing cardio is important. I think they said somewhere being sedentary is like the modern day cigarette, because people are sitting down for so long of time periods, they're starting to have like heart disease and all types of brain fog and health issues because they're just so sedentary. So this is why it's very important that you do cardio. It doesn't have to be crazy intense. And unless you're trying to be a pro athlete, your ass don't need to be doing like crazy intense cardio unless you just like doing that. But you need to be doing a good 3-4 days a week, maybe even 5 days a week, somewhere up in there. All right. Doesn't matter what type you do, whether it's treadmill, just walking outside, Stairmaster, a beast. I remember when I was doing bodybuilding, like that was my go-to. Helped me tone my legs up, getting more defined. But you could do any style of cardio. All right, jump rope. You just need to be doing it on a weekly basis. It's going to help with your heart health, brain health, and then it does help burn some calories in terms of weight loss and fat loss. Second side of things is the lifting. If you don't lift, you're not gonna get the look you want. You're not gonna be able to like fit your clothes the way you want and look good naked like most people want to do. And so that's why it's very important. And most people think they have to spend, 6-7 days a week in the gym or do 2-a-day workouts or be in the gym for 2-3 hours like a bodybuilder, and you don't. Right? You don't, man. I remember back when I used to do in-person training, I'd be training people for 30 minutes, 2-3 times a week. And these folks were still losing 20-25 pounds in a month. I mean, in 3 months. You see what I'm saying? And so, and some of them even 30. And so, you don't have to be in the gym for hours at a time. And so, but you do have to train. And when you're training, let's say you're doing a 4-day workout split, you could do upper and lower body. You could do upper body 2 times a week, lower body 2 times a week, and either on your upper body days or your lower body days, you could do abs. All right. And so that's how you can do it. So let's say, for example, you're doing Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. On Mondays and Thursdays, you do upper body and abs. On Tuesdays and Fridays, you do lower body. And then on all 4 days, you do cardio plus, your lifter. You see what I'm saying? If you're doing 3 days a week, let's say you're training Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you can do full body on all 3 days. Let's say you have let's say like 2 days back to back that you got to work out. Like let's say Monday, Tuesday, you got to work out back to back. You can do upper body Monday, then lower body Tuesday, and then let's say Friday you get to work out again. You do full body on that day. You see what I'm saying? So these are like workout splits. So that way you have like balanced workout routines. That way your body looks balanced. You don't want to be that motherfucker that got big old ass upper body, but them legs skinny as hell. You don't want to be that person. All right, and you avoid that by having a balanced training routine where you're hitting all your muscle groups on a weekly basis. Okay, in the major muscle groups, things like shoulders, you want to make sure you're hitting your shoulders. Make sure you're hitting your biceps, your triceps, your chest, your back, your abs, your legs, and your legs is not just your quads. I'm talking about the front and the back of your legs with your hamstrings in the back and your calf muscles. These are all of our major muscle groups. So don't just be going to the gym just doing bench press and bicep curls and abs. Like you got to be training everything, okay? That way you look good everywhere. I know I want to, all right? So if you want to have a total package, you got to train it all right? That's what's going to give you that full package. So that's the training side of things, okay? The third thing is community. I see a lot of times when people, they get on this fitness journey, they want to start losing weight, they don't have anybody supporting them. They don't have anybody encouraging them. They don't have anybody holding them accountable, like reinforcing, like, hey, you said you want to lose weight, right? Like, why you not going to the gym? You know what I'm saying? Somebody to like hold you accountable to do what you said you wanted to do. And so a lot of times what happens is when people try to do this stuff alone, they may tell their spouse, hey, I didn't drop 5 pounds, I didn't drop 10 pounds. The spouse or the friend might be like, oh, good for you, keep going. And it just kind of like lets the air out of the conversation. You're like, damn, you ain't going to encourage me, not happy for me? You know what I'm saying? Like, we human. You want people to kind of like, hype you up a little bit for the accomplishments and achievements that you've had versus people who feel like you're bragging because you've had, these different milestones and achievements. Like I have coaching clients, one of my coaching clients named Ann, she dropped 80 pounds in like 8 months. And she would go to church, and before she joined my coaching program, there were people at church that would, always just be hyping her up, talking to her, girl, you heavy. Yeah, girl, I rock it good though. But now that she didn't drop that weight, they look at her like she bragging. And so that's why it was important for her to be in a community, because inside my coaching program, I don't only just support my coaching clients. We have a community called the Lions Den, and inside the Lions Den, we celebrate each other's wins. Whether it's 2 pounds, 20 pounds, 80 pounds, whatever it is, it's important to have that type of encouragement. Because I know everybody didn't play sports growing up like I did. And, if you watch football games and basketball games, you see like how somebody may make a 3-pointer, right? And then you see everybody on the sideline, they be celebrating. Oh, let's go, let's go. You see LeBron James do a crazy dunk. Everybody on the side, oh, let's go, let's go. And he get turned up. You see what I'm saying? It's the same way in weight loss and fitness. You don't have nobody hyping you up and turning you up when you drop a pound, 2 pounds, 10 pounds, whatever it is. Like, come on, man. This is you see patterns of success. And a pattern of success is being amongst people who are going to celebrate your victories, people who are going to hold you accountable, call you out on your bullshit. All right. And then one thing that I love about just having a community, because I'm in a business coaching program with like other fitness coaches, is that you start to see the patterns of success among people who are a little bit further ahead of you. Like I was able to notice like, okay, well, these people, they have like different routines, non-negotiables that they do on a daily basis. I can see their thought process around certain things. I can see the challenges that they have that makes them human, and makes me like say to myself, okay, well, they human too. They just a little bit further ahead of me, but they have they have different issues. You see what I'm saying? They're not perfect. And so that's another side of it. When you're in the right community, they're not only gonna celebrate you, and you're not gonna feel like you're bragging, but it's like you start to see the different challenges people going through, and it helps you take some of that pressure off yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like we all run our own race, but it's something about just seeing other people not necessarily struggle, but it just makes it more like, okay, I'm not the only person that's going through my like different adversity in life. And I notice that a lot of people in my coaching program value that aspect of coming to our coaching calls, seeing what people are saying about their lifestyle and their challenges, and even inside the community, inside the group, the Lions Den group. And so that's the third thing, community. If you want to go fast, go by yourself. Be the lone wolf. But if you want to go far and you want to keep the results and keep the habits, you're going to have to be around people and associate with people who are on that same wavelength as you. When they say birds of a feather flock together, that's true. It's very true. All right, it doesn't mean you got to cut everybody else off that you love and care about, but you do have to find those people who share your same type of values, and so that way it's continuously reinforcing those things that you say you like, those things that you say you value. You know what I'm saying? So if you value your health, start rocking with folks where you can kick it with them. You ain't got to drink alcohol all the damn time. It's okay to drink it, but if you hanging around the wrong folks, they gonna be pressuring you into drinking more alcohol. What that mean? AKA you gonna have a big old ass stomach. You gonna be to lose weight. You gonna have a hard time losing it because you hanging in the wrong environment. And so that's the third thing. Last thing, I see a lot of people like influencers. They say, hey, set goals. You gotta have a vision. It's important to have a vision, but you gotta have the right habits to accomplish that vision. If you don't have the right habits and routines, it's just gonna be a vision that makes you feel good in that moment. I remember when I used to be in this network marketing company called Body by Vibe back in the days, and that was my first exposure to like MLM. I used to think they were like pyramid schemes or whatever. And I would go to these events. People would get super excited and passionate and just rah because we would just be like visualizing our goals and our dreams, how our life is gonna change. And this is what a lot of people do in terms of fitness as well, especially during the new year. And it's like they're so excited, and then they just start doing. They just start doing any and everything. They just start trying shit. I'm working out. I'm eating healthy. But that don't mean that they're doing the right things, right? I wrote this little quote down that I heard from Denzel Washington. He said, don't confuse movement with progress. Don't confuse movement with progress. That's what a lot of folks do when they get on their journey and they have this goal and they're just moving. But that you're just busy, and you may not be busy doing the right things to get the results. And so that's why it's important to have habit goals that align with your overall goal. Okay? And so when I say habit goals, I'm talking about things like you're not just working out, You're not just saying, hey, I'm just gonna start working out. How many days a week are you gonna work out? What exercises are you gonna do when you do work out? What are your routines? Those are habit goals. That's a habit goal, right? Another habit goal. You're not just eating healthy. How much are you eating? Are you tracking it inside of an app like MyFitnessPal? That way you're aware of how much you're eating. Like that's a habit goal on a daily basis. You gotta have non-negotiables. That way you're like at the end of the day, you're stacking wins. That's what I call it. You're stacking wins. And so by the end of the day, you're like, man, you look back on what you did throughout the day and you feel proud of yourself because you know you did exactly what you need to do that's gonna move you towards your goal. Tracking your foods, how many days a week are you eating out versus eating at the crib? Like for me, I only eat out one, two, max 3 times a week. That's my thing. That's one of my non-negotiables. Because if I eat out more frequently, my energy level is gonna suffer. You see what I'm saying? Like I can still perform, but my energy level not gonna be where it needs to be, where I want it to be for me to perform at a high level. Um, how often do you drink? Are you drinking every night of the week, or are you drinking once or twice a week? You gotta have habit goals. How often are you sleeping? Like how many hours out of the day are you sleeping? Do you get 8 hours of sleep every day, or do you get sometimes 4, sometimes 7, sometimes 9, sometimes 3? It's all over the place. And if it's all over the place, you're gonna notice that your energy level is all over the place. You're gonna notice that your stress level and your mood is gonna be all over the place because you don't have a consistent routine of habits that are gonna move you towards being able to have more energy. And so these things are very important. Even drinking water. Like how much water do you drink on a daily basis? Are you just drinking sodas and sweet teas and lemonades and wondering why you're tired? Wondering why you have type 2 diabetes? Wondering why you have sleep apnea and having a big old ass stomach? These things happen because people lack being intentional with their habits and routines. Okay? And so if nothing else, just become more intentional and aware of what are your non-negotiables to help you move forward. And this will help you like build more confidence as well, because it's gonna take some time to accomplish that goal. You know what I'm saying? It's not just you go, just like that. 12 weeks go by and you go be there. Nah, you got to go through each day to get to where you want to be at. And so, what do you have to do each day to move you towards that goal? Eat properly, sleep well, hydrate, exercise, track your meals. And once you do these things with your habits and your goals, before you know it, 12 weeks later, boom, you're down 30 pounds. All right. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, be sure to hit the like button. Leave your boy subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel already. If you have more questions about, something that you may be having a challenge with, whether it be nutrition, training, supplements, comment down below. Let's start a little conversation down there, and I'll interact with y'all down there as well. And so that way, I even have more topics to talk about for y'all based on whatever questions you have. Okay. And so that's it. We out of here, man. Let go.